And we should be good to go. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Cruiser Chris World Network with a special guest today. He has brought me out a demo chair. Special guest, if you would like to introduce yourself once again.
I am Paul Weisbrod, and I'm an ATP with adapthealth. Here I am.
And how are you adapting?
I'm adapting very well. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So what are we here to do today, Mr. Weisbrod?
Well, we're here to try a different folding manual wheelchair than one that you've used in the past. You've always had a Sunrise brand, so you've had a Quickie or a Quickie Lite, or like in a Quickie family of wheelchairs. And I just wanted to present you with another option that I think would work pretty well for you, and just so that you can make an informed decision when you pick a piece of equipment.
Okay. So what did you bring us today?
I brought you a TiLite Aero X because I think it'll fit you pretty well. I think it'll work really well in your house based on the door measurements we did when we did your home assessment a while ago at one of our other appointments. And I think you'll like it. I'm pretty sure you will. I'll be surprised if you don't, but if you don't, sometimes people surprise you, and then we'll just go with something more similar to what you've used in the past, which is also sometimes the best choice.
Okay. Could you explain what the difference in armrest is?
These are called tubular swing-away armrests. And I hate to tell you this, Chris. You're getting old a little bit. You're older than you were yesterday. Mm-hmm. So these are the lightest armrests. These only weigh, I don't know, probably 8 ounces. They're really, really light. And if you need to get them out of the way, instead of having to flip up yours up and back, you can just pick these ones up and they swing out of the way like that. Or you can just, if you're not going to use them at all, you can just take them off. They weigh almost nothing, but it just saves weight on the chair and makes it a little bit easier for you to get around. Because I know that you, unlike a lot of people with backup manual wheelchairs, you use yours a lot when you're letting your power chair charge at night. Mm-hmm. So that's just one of the reasons.
Or when I go out into the community with the PCAs in my aisle.
Right. Somebody who can't transport
IHS workers, yeah.
Yep, somebody who can't transport your power chair. You use yours quite a bit, and a lot of people don't. They just use it for emergencies. So, so you're,
Can you talk about the footrest?
These footrests are swing-aways, which I think is what you've had in the past, right?
Yep. Yes.
These ones also will swing in like that, so that's kind of nice. And I like them because they come on and off the chair really easy. They have a big mounting point here that's really nice, and the hanger just drops right onto the chair and then clicks into place nicely. And these are like an angle adjustable foot plate, so I can, because somebody who has a little bit of plantar flexion where they're going down, or dorsiflexion where their feet are pointed up, we can accommodate for that and just make it as comfortable as we can, and we can move the foot plates in and out from the chair too.
I remember that we were going to demonstrate how you fold a chair like that up.
Sure.
So
yeah.
How do you, let's pretend I'm not going to go to lunch with you today or anything, but
maybe next time.
Yeah. Let's pretend you're going to go somewhere.
Okay.
How would you fold that up?
So it's real similar to your other ones, and you can take it kind of as far apart as you want, but you could take the cushion off, and I'll set that to the side. And this one is a little bit different backrest than one that, at least while I've known you, that you've used. This one has what's called compass hardware, and it's just a lever right there that flips up, and there's only one set of mounts, and it just comes off. And it comes off really, really nice and easy. And then you could stop there, because you could just grab it in the middle and fold it up.
Pull it right up.
Yep, and it'll just fold right up, but I'll push it down. You could also
take off the footrest.
Yep, because sometimes that really helps with getting it into a car. We'll put these over here, and I'll put the backrest over there. You could also take off the armrests, and you kind of end up with more parts, but they're all pretty easy to put back into place. And then the last thing that you could do, if you wanted to,
pop off the tires.
Yep, and these just have a little, it's called a quick release axle, and it's right here. There's a button right in the middle. Got to lift it up a little bit, and they'll just slide right off. And then This one actually too has side guards that you could take off as well. There's a lot of parts on this one, but it's a demo chair, so we kind of have everything on here so we can decide what's going to work for somebody or what somebody needs. And then you can
just fold it right
yeah,
up.
and then it's really, really light. You can see I can lift it with one arm pretty easily.
Why they call it TiLite.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons they call it TiLite. So, and then you can kind of see now, with nothing in the way, you can really see why a folding frame chair, how it works. It's got this, it's called a cross brace in between here. It's right here, it's this big X of metal, and this is the main reason that a folding frame chair is heavier than some other options, because that X, as you can see, it moves, it kind of opens up, and then eventually we lock into place there in that position. Cool. So that's how that kind of works. And then this one, like I said, has got some extra stuff on it. This one has folding back canes, actually.
Ooh, I like that.
So that's kind of a neat option, and it just kind of shrinks the overall size of the chair, not having those back canes sticking out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat deal. And this one too, it's got a lot of interesting features on it. It's got anti-tippers that fold up as well. So
wow,
it's a little different than some of the other stuff that you've used in the past, and I just wanted you to be able to kind of see it so you could see what you think.
Now, Mr. Weisbro.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you.
I'm ready.
I don't want to, put your relationship at risk with other companies, but that looks pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, and and it's important to remember that every company, every chair manufacturer has options that are similar to these, or has, everybody's kind of got different stuff. I just know you, and I think that I thought that this chair would be worth a look for you. The chairs that you've been in have been really, really good, and they've worked really well for you. They're nice and light and easy to get around with, but this is just something else for you to give a try.
Okay, how does the customer service work with TiLite?
They're good. They're really good. All the manufacturers are really good, though. You mean as far as like parts and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's really good about getting parts to you timely, and everybody's been really, really good to work with for warranty issues if there are any. I have no complaints about any manual wheelchair manufacturers.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's a non-issue, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll have you pop the tires back in.
Yeah, they'll just kind of slide into place and lock in with those quick release axles. We'll get the other one back on here. Try not to get my ugly mug into the picture too much.
And the reason why you're hearing us so clearly today, hopefully, is because we have some lavalier mics that both Paul and I are wearing.
Pretty cool, Chris.
Yeah.
You're moving up in the world, buddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You're going to be the Joe Rogan experience pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Yeah, because Mr. Weisbro, I love working at Achieve. Achieve is a very nice company.
Yep.
But since we've been out because of this pandemic, I've just found more reward out of doing a YouTube thing, because I can help teach people.
Yeah, I think that's cool. That's a good goal.
Now, Mr. Weisbro, can you explain the back and what that's made out of?
Yeah, so this is called an ActiveBack. So it's a lot taller than the other backs that you've had in the past, but pretty similar in shape. This doesn't have a ton of contour to it. Mm-hmm. It's got a breathable fabric on here, which is really, really nice. I like it's called Stretch Air, is this fabric type on this backrest. But it's similar to yours. It's got an aluminum shell behind this padding, and this one has an opening here with bendable they call them stays. They're big aluminum strips built into the padding that I can bend and shape to, if somebody, has a more curved spinal posture like this, we can kind of bring those out a little bit and accommodate that. But I really like this hardware, especially for you, because you have different workers sometimes or different PCAs. And this is really easy hardware to figure out. and it's hard to break, which I like a lot.
That's-
because if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, it's easy to break plastic hardware,
Right.
or hardware that has plastic parts, and this is all metal, and you just push the levers down and it locks it into place, and you can see now it's not coming out. So it's just nice and easy to use.
Very good. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of TiLite.
Well, we'll see. We got to get you in there, which maybe we'll do that off camera. I don't know.
Yeah. Unless, yeah, dude, you think they would want to see me get in there?
I don't know. It'd be kind of. I don't want to transfer you on camera. Probably we can probably take another video once you're in. Maybe, huh? We'll see.
Or pause it.
Or pause it. Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're the videographer, not me. I'm just the guy that knows about wheelchairs.
He's the guest producer.
I'm just the guest producer. That's all I am. I'm not a real producer. I just stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night, right? So.
Hopefully, the Mrs. Weisbro wasn't too displeased with the fact that you.
I didn't really.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know those are funny commercials though, or they used to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about the wheelchair?
How much does a chair like this run?
They're all really similar. They're all going to be. I think when people ask that kind of a question, it's like if you had to buy one out of pocket, if you just went to the if you went to the Mall of America and there was a K5 ultra lightweight manual wheelchair store, I mean, they're not inexpensive because there's a lot of expensive materials that go into them. You'd be spending a couple $1,000s if you just went to the ultra lightweight manual wheelchair store and bought one. And then those options, those things that people need,
are extras.
Would be
They don't come with all that.
Exactly, right. Yep. If you need a specialty back, or you need a specialty cushion, or you need a different type of brakes for somebody, or a different type of hand rims for somebody who can't grab regular hand rims, all of those things have a cost associated with them, which is why we try to do a responsible job of making sure that you get what you need, but not stuff that you don't.
Right. So, I have a question about being an ATP.
I'm ready.
And I'm not saying this is going to happen.
Okay.
But if you should make a mistake,
yep.
How are you guys insured to be protected so somebody doesn't come back and say, I'm going to sue that guy because he made a mistake?
I think that good ATPs, and this is something that I learned from Tim, who you know very well, Tim Jarmusic, who was my mentor and the person who kind of brought me up in this field, right? Is that a good ATP, the mark of a good ATP is not whether or not he or she makes mistakes, it's what they do when they do make them, how do they make it right? And it just depends on what the situation is. I mean, there's so many situations where you could make a mistake. If you measure somebody wrong, or, you think, oh, geez, what was I thinking when I ordered this? I didn't mean to check that box on the order form. You have to make it right. Everybody makes mistakes because we're all human, but we have to make those mistakes right. And a lot of times those are going to get caught before I ever come out to a client like you. If I come out to you, I'm not going to just be like, well, I accidentally ordered the chair in bubblegum pink. Chris won't mind. I'll bring it to him anyway and see if he still wants it. I'm going to call you and say, hey, Chris, I made a mistake. I meant to check black and I accidentally checked bubblegum pink on the order form. I got you mixed up with a 16-year-old girl on accident, right? That's never going to happen to us. But you see what I'm saying? I'm going to call you and say, hey, it's going to be a couple extra weeks. I got to see what I can do to get them to take this one back and get you the black chair that you wanted, or the green chair, or whatever.
For example, not to pick on Tim or say anything bad about any ATP.
Right.
But the last chair he got me, it was the Quickie.
Yep.
And he ordered tie-down things.
Tie-down brackets. Yeah.
Tie-down brackets.
Yep.
And
this one doesn't have any. They'd be up here.
The chair came with no tie-down brackets.
Right. But he made it right, didn't he?
Yeah, he said, hold on, let me make sure that we get the tie-down brackets on it because, we need to make sure that if you take this chair on
on the bus.
On the bus.
Yeah, because what happens if your chair breaks and you need to use your manual chair to get to work or to a doctor appointment? You got to take it on the bus. And so that's a perfect example of because it probably wasn't a mistake he made, because manufacturers make mistakes too, and it's part of our job to help catch that. Everybody works as a team.
Quality,
because
quality control kind of people.
Right, yeah. Somebody just accidentally didn't put the tie down brackets on or something like that, and Tim made sure that it was right, and that's a good thing. That's, like I said, that's the mark of a good ATP, and that's exactly what Tim is.
A good ATP.
He's a good ATP.
Okay.
One of the best.
He's the goods, as you say.
He's the goods. That's what he would say. Yep, that's exactly right. He's the goods.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the TiLite manual foldable wheelchair. We would like to take a moment and thank Mr. Weisbro
Yeah, absolutely.
for making his third appearance on the Cruiser Chris World Network.
Of course. I wouldn't miss it.
No, of course not. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, and share so that we can spread awareness for somebody who might be looking for a new chair. And Mr. Weisbro.
Yes, sir.
Before you go.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going.
Right.
Right away.
Right, yeah. I'm not going to run out the door.
Right. Before we stop the recording.
Yeah.
If people they say, oh, that Mr. Weisbro was pretty cool. I really liked how he, presented everything with Chris.
Sure.
How can they get a hold of you to book an appointment?
All they have to do is call the Cambridge location of AdaptHealth, Minnesota, because that's where I work out of if they want to work with me.
What's that number?
The number is 763-689-7737, and they just have to ask to go to their rehab department.
Okay, question.
I'm ready.
For the slow people.
For the slow people.
Could you repeat those digits one more time?
Sure.
Again?
Yep. 763-689-7737.
And then where's the name of the place again?
It's AdaptHealth, Minnesota, and I'm at the Cambridge branch.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Weisbro.
You're welcome.
Have a good day, everybody. Remember, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and share so that we can continue to bring you all of these really cool videos. Have a good day, everybody.